Ladies and gentlemen, Zion Benton Township High School. This is Mr. Knowles coming at you with Buzz Around the High Volume 6. You're seeing the underground layer where I make it all happen. But this week, we're talking about final exams. I know we don't want to talk about it, but we got to schedule. Some of you guys don't know what the schedules look like. Some of you guys don't know the expectations. This week, we're talking about the schedules, the expectations, and what you can do to finish the semester strong. So, you guys know what time it is. All right, Buzz Around the High Volume 6 is on the air. Woo! Just like that, Dr. Pavelchuk appears. How you doing, sir? It is the week of Thanksgiving, the week of break, the week of rest for everyone in our school. How are you feeling this week, sir?
I'm feeling fantastic for those very reasons, Mr. Knowles. I think we all deserve a little R&R, a little rest. So I'm certainly looking forward to these 3 days. I'm sure everybody else is too.
I think Thanksgiving for most teachers, administrators, and superintendents are going to be mostly, I don't know, more rest this time, more rest than the relaxation. You know, it's like you relax with a book or TV, but I think a lot of us are going to catch up on that much needed sleep that we all been missing.
Absolutely.
So
As much as we all need it, I think our students do as well. And hopefully it will be time well spent for all of that and some good family time, some good relaxation time, some good friendship time.
definitely. So today, Ms. Dr. Pavelchuk, you know, something that a lot of our students don't really know about is our final exam schedule. I mean, with COVID and everything, we didn't have this last year, the year before, and everything else. I mean, what can you tell everyone about the final exam schedule? By the way, I do have it queued up when you want
I'll let you fold that in. You're the expert here.
it.
I think the one thing I want to make sure everybody knows is, final exams have been a very traditional practice in high schools, going back to you and I and even before. I think it's also important to note that final exams are a big part of higher ed as well. So, as we're going to be navigating some of the changes this particular semester, I also don't want people to lose sight that we also understand that final exams are a big deal as students progress to either a 2-year junior college experience or any of our 4-year college experiences as well. Most of those integrate final exams to a large degree to factor into grades. However, I think for us, as we're kind of navigating these issues coming back from COVID, and even some of the lessons we learned from COVID with regard to how effective or efficient or necessary final exams really are for teachers to determine whether or not students have mastered either the content or the skills related to that course. We're just trying something much different this year, but also trying to fold that into our traditional final exam schedule.
So
And so,
as we
go ahead. Go
transition,
ahead.
as we transition, the schedule is there. So I think, well, we're missing the Monday, but I think everyone can assume that's the Monday, Tuesday, one. Or excuse me, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We should have moved this over.
Yes.
Oh no, right?
No,
No,
we're
no,
good.
that's right. That's the Yeah, we're good. I'm like, wait a minute. It looked weird for a second, but I think a lot of our students will. First question is a lot of our students will look at the period 2 test taking skills, period 1. What's happening during these 3 periods during the week?
So traditionally, we have used this period between 7:58 a.m. and 8:35 as an opportunity for students to get to school on time, which many students do. Some students might end up being a little bit late from time to time. Perhaps there's an alarm clock issue, a transportation issue, and we don't want students to miss that opportunity for the final exam. So it's been very purposeful for that reason, as well as for students just to kind of get centered in maybe that final that's going to be coming up, maybe an extra 15, 30, minutes or whatever students are going to use, just to get themselves prepped a little bit, that last minute cramming of information, right? So it actually serves a lot of good purposes for us to allow students just an opportunity to get themselves ready for what is a big assessment or a couple big assessments coming up without feeling this pressure right in the morning to kind of jump into it. So I think it is important that is a period that students are responsible to be at school for. We will be taking attendance. We also, understand that, attendance, we try not to put punitive consequences for attendance, but we also want to make sure students are going to take advantage of this particular period for all the reasons I just mentioned. So I just, again, want to reiterate the importance of those students showing up. And then on Tuesday, they will report directly to their second period class. On Wednesday, it will be their first period class. And then on Thursday, it will be their third period class. And that's done purposeful just to kind of change things up as students are going to then be taking, various finals at different times of the day, because we really completely just blow up our schedule and just try and create something that's very sensible for us, because we also don't want students to have to take 5 or 6 or even 7 final exams on the same day. Plus, as you can see, the final exam periods are much longer as well. So, and that just gives time for a little bit more material, a little bit more time for students to complete those assessments.
And you see as well, just to point out for students and stuff, that there is a makeup, there are times, again, like you were talking about with transportation and alarm clocks and stuff like that. There is a makeup final exam period on that Thursday. Just as a reminder for students, that Friday, we are starting our Christmas vacation that Friday. So, and you guys can see our final grades are due by Thursday at 3:00. So right as these makeup exams are done, we're going to be wrapping up our grades. So definitely for students, you want to make sure that during this time, you take those finals. And again, we have the rule of A's. If you have an A, you don't have to be here. However, I mean, if you want to field the question that I've gotten a lot this week, where let's say they have a first period, they have a B, and fifth period, they have a C, but third period, they have an A. So does that mean, Dr. Pavelchek, that they can just walk around the school because they don't have to be in their classes?
No, sir. Thank you for, thank you.
I just want to bring it up.
Yeah. No, this is new. So we're trying something, we're weaving in some ideas that we've had in the past, and we just like to try something new in response to some of the new grading practice ideas that have been evolving in the district, along with just the idea of coming out of COVID too. I very much like the opportunity that we've put for students who are earning A's to, in essence, to be waived from that. That's fantastic. So, students who have been working hard all year long, you have proven your commitment to the class, and in most cases have been demonstrating a level of mastery in a variety of different skills and content in whatever class they're taking. Do they really need to sit for that one more test? Our response right now to that is no. And again, we're trying something new. We're going to see how this rolls. For those students who are not earning A's, you are required to come and take that test. But I think I am going to address that point that you made, Mr. Knowles, but just to kind of fold in some other ideas. We also don't want final exams to be punitive, meaning we want students to come to the final exam if they don't have an A. We want students to do their very best, and so that they can improve their grade. Regardless of how well a student does on the final exam, their grade at the time going into that final exam is not going to fall. So to your example, that student third period who has to take, or whatever class period, right? Maybe they have a B going into the final. They're going to walk out of that class with a B no matter what they do. However, we've been asking teachers to make sure that they can create a final exam experience that allows students to improve their grade at the end. Now, I'm going to get to that question, but I think the more pressing question from a student is, oh, well, I'm happy with my B. I'm not going to come take the final exam. Well, students who think that, or maybe they have a C, or maybe they're just happy to be passing the class currently with a D. And again, they're saying, well, I like that grade. I'm not going to come to finals because I know my grade's not going to drop. Well, our response to that is, come on, man, right? We're providing this opportunity to all of our students to take that extra effort, just one more day or a few more days, so that you can improve your grade. That's what this is all about. This is, I don't want to necessarily call it a gift for our students, but it's very unique in past years. And it's just a fantastic opportunity for students to take advantage of an opportunity to just do better than maybe otherwise they would without the fear of having that grade drop. Now, um, the issue you talked about, which was, maybe they don't, maybe they have an A third period on that Tuesday going into the final. They don't have to take the test. Then we're just going to ask you to come sit in one of our cafeterias, likely our North cafeteria, and then that'll just give that student time to get a little bit more prepared for that fifth period final exam. So I think I don't want to say it's well understood that we don't want students just wandering through the halls of our school building, right? But to your
Right.
point, we'll have spaces set up for those students. I'm going to throw another scenario at you too, just for the sake of this going out to our students and families. Perhaps the only final exam on Tuesday that a student needs to take is period 5. Now, we are not going to be able to run buses, every period. That's just not feasible for us. However, if a student drives to school, they just have to make sure that they show up to the building by, let's say, 11:50, so that they can, or 11:45, I should say. They park their car in our student parking lot. They walk through the door, and they'll be able to take that final exam at 11:55. So we're doing some different things here for them, and it's just going to be our job over the next several days once we return from this 5-day break, to just make sure students understand how this is gonna operate. The final thing I'll say with regard to attendance is we are working to find an automated way so that students who are earning A's going into the final exam, we're going to field trip them out for those particular classes, so that both their attendance isn't impacted negatively, right? Because they don't have to come. And although we want to record, we just have to record that Y in our system. But I think if we use the field trip feature, that's going to work well. And I think we can automate it. We're working on those things. So students don't have to worry about, like I said, their attendance being impacted negatively. And that goes for us as a school too. We won't have to worry about our school having all of these students absent on these 3 days when we've told them not to come. That's just, because the field trip function does not count against the school, and it doesn't count against the student as well. It's an excused absence.
Correct. So definitely, this is, guys, students, parents, and everybody. If there's any, I think we covered everything, but if there's any other questions that you have, feel free to reach out to your teacher, or to
Mm-hmm.
your child's teacher, to their advisors, to the student services, the attendance office, whatever the case may be. We will definitely be there to help and to make it, this is the new thing for some of our students because they've never seen the schedule before. So definitely whatever we can do to make it easier for you guys to understand, for your student and for yourself, definitely we want to do that. So Dr. Pavelchik, I would like to say, first of all, happy Thanksgiving. And
To you too, sir.
yeah, and get that break in and everything else. And for everyone, we want to say from Zion Benton, I think we could say it wholeheartedly for the entire school. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Depending on when this goes out, I hope you guys, and Dr. Pavelchik and I hope you guys have a great break. We'll see you guys soon, and we'll see you next time on the Buzz Around the Hive.